TK, I didn't know if you wanted to start by saying something or if you just wanted to take questions.
Yeah, I mean, I can start to speak after maybe I get a couple questions.
So just with the incident yesterday with your brother, I'm wondering after the game how you found out and what your raw emotions were, given that it's so close to home and so close to you.
Yeah, I didn't sleep much. I think I got to bed at like maybe 5 a.m. Obviously, had a conversation with my family. Sheer disappointment. Um, it's distasteful. There's no room for it in our game, and I think I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed because our game is better than this, and what I think about is all the great people and the great things about our game that I love. But the unfortunate thing isn't just the incident. The unfortunate thing is how many kids deal with this every day, and it doesn't come to light. The fortunate thing about this, a lot of people talk about, me on social media and what I do in my time, but I've done a lot of work in the community. I've done a lot of things to build a following and where people want to follow me and see what I do. And in this case, without that following, without that platform, am I standing here right now? Is ESPN talking about it? Is everyone outside of the hockey world talking about it? Probably not. So that's the unfortunate thing as I think about all the other kids and people that deal with this every day, and it doesn't get talked about. I see it on my social media every day. I've posted different things. And in this case, I think I've been very responsible with the platform that I have. You look at my history and the things that I've done with my social media, it's all been about the good of the game and bringing people into our game and inclusiveness, and that's what I've tried to do. But that's the unfortunate thing that I look at. I think that the biggest thing that I want to say on behalf of our family is that we don't need pity from anyone. I didn't need it when I was, sorry about that. I didn't need it when I was 5 years old. I didn't need it when I was 10 years old. I didn't need it when I played junior hockey. My brothers didn't need it. My parents didn't need it when they moved to Canada. We don't need anybody's pity. And no one felt sorry for us when we went through our experiences through our life. So we don't expect anybody to feel sorry, and we don't expect anybody to really understand that isn't black. If you're not black, you're not going to understand, and that's okay with us. You can debate on, whether it's racism, placism, whatever you want, but for us, it's this is life. This is life for us, and that's what's sad. This is life for people that look like me who have gone through the game of hockey, and that's part of the history, whether we like it or not, and we're trying to change that. I'm an advocate to change that, but to do that, we got to bring people together, and hopefully this is another step in doing that. I think it being Black History Month, Willie O'Ree getting, such a big deal for the NHL and a big moment. We saw what happened in the AHL. It keeps happening. So we can look at one incident and talk about it all we want, but tomorrow there may be another one. The next day there may be another one. Are we going to debate that, or are we going to focus on what's real? I've lived it. So I can sit here and answer questions all you want. I've lived it. I still live it. So, for our family, the reason why we have a lot of respect is because we don't parade around flapping the race card every time we don't get something that we feel we deserve. Even though we know sometimes that might be a part of it. That's okay for us. We put our head down and we do the work. But unfortunately, for some people that want to make comments or do things, I have a platform to speak on that maybe not a lot of people have, and I'm going to use it.
I should have started by asking how Jordan is. Sorry, I didn't mean to overlook that, but
Yeah, Jordan will be fine. I mean, that's what we always say when things happen. We'll be fine. I got asked today, how you feeling? I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Unfortunately for us, regardless of what happens, we have to continue to move forward. And that's something that I've learned to deal with in my life, not just in my career, in my life. And there's no one that's going to pay me for those damages. There's no one that's going to help me with those damages that my brother has to go through, that I've had to go through, that people have to go through every day. So, for me, I get annoyed by the questions. I'd rather just people focus on how can we change it and make it better so that the next kid that looks like PK Subban or Jordan Subban doesn't have to go through this.
So as someone who is in that position, like myself, not a Jordan Subban or a PK, what can I do or we can do as allies to support, and maybe not even support, but just be part of the affirmative action?
Well, I've tried to do that rather than piping up and jumping on bandwagons every time there's something that happens. I mean, I think I've been selective on when I speak. I'm not the type of person that looks for every opportunity to jump out and just call people out. I'm an actionable items type of person. That's why I started the Blue Line Buddies program, to get underprivileged youth involved. The Devils have been a supporter of that. Nashville Predators have been a supporter of that. And we've seen a lot of success in that. But I think where it starts is people have to start with their friends and their family. And that's where it comes from. It's not okay. It's just not okay. It's a bad look. It's a bad look for the league. But fans too. We need fans and everybody. We need everybody to make this a place where everyone feels comfortable.
Yeah, you're such a charitable person. You give so much, you do so much. Do you feel like you have to work even harder with all that to get your message across?
I think the message is there. People just have to listen. And when they don't, and they don't improve, and they make mistakes, they need to be held accountable for it. I go out, I have a couple drinks, I get behind the wheel of a car. No one cares that I had a rough day. No one cares that my dog died. No one cares that my friend, I broke up with my girlfriend, and that's why I was drinking and got behind the wheel. You gotta pay the piper. That's just what it is. When you make mistakes, you got to deal with the consequences of it. And I've been taught that. And, when you make mistakes, you got to deal with it. So, for me, all I try to do is I set examples. I know probably everybody in here has watched The Last Dance, Michael Jordan. And the one thing that I took from that is when he said that what I try to do is set an example for people. And if you like it and you follow it, great. If you don't, then maybe I'm not the person that you need to be following. But that's how I live my life. I try to set examples. And, when I see something that's wrong, I have an accountability to call it out, just like everybody else does. And I've been in situations where things have happened that people have seen it and don't call it out. And that's how systemic racism continues. So we have to understand that. And, everyone's going to have a preconceived notion on what I should or shouldn't do. That's fine. But nobody's walking in my shoes. Nobody wakes up in the morning and is living in my skin. So I don't expect everybody to understand how I feel or what I go through or what people like me go through. But that's okay. I don't put that on everybody. All I put on everybody is to do the right thing. And I think we know what's right from wrong.
PK, you're only one person. Has there been a lot of support where people have got in touch with you and said, hey, this ain't right, what can we do?
Yeah, I think a lot of people have over the past 2 years. When I think about the pandemic and when it started, I think there's a lot of people that have reached out. I talked about it during that pause that a ton of players, when I tried to get a program together before the PIC and the NHL stepped up with these groups to try to create programs and do all that, players reached out, and like well-known players, Crosby, McDavid, all these guys. So, when I look at it, we have the support of the players and, in the league, people want to make a difference, but, we have to call this stuff out. And I just think about it when yesterday I was just so upset because it's just not good for our game. This isn't our game, and we're better than that. And we're all better than that. And, I'm on the ice tonight. I'm talking to Jonathan Quick. I'm talking to different players. And, and everybody's just sick and tired. I think that's what it is. We're just sick and tired of it. Like, it's 2022. It's like, come on. We're better than this, So I think that on the bright spot of it, I think we're moving in the right direction. Myself working with Anson Carter, I know that we're talking about doing some things with the league. What allows me to get up every day and come to the rink with excitement is knowing that I have the support of this organization from the ownership down with Josh Harris, David Blitzer. I think you guys know the work that they've done and the support that they've given me, and the league since I've been here. So I look forward to, us doing a special night for Black History. You guys, I don't want to give too much away, but it'll be special to do that. It'll be a special month, and I think, it's interesting, the timing of this, but we're going to get ahead of it. We're going to move forward, and I know that the New Jersey Devils is going to be a big part of that. There's been a lot of great Black players that have played in this organization, so I'm looking forward to the special night that we're going to be hosting here.
PK, should there be this might come out wrong, but a zero tolerance, right, where that player who maybe has those gestures should not be allowed to be part of the game? Where is that line?
You know what? I can draw the line. I can have the league draw the line. No one's probably going to be happy with whatever the result is. Everything's going to be debated, and it's probably going to be debated by people that have never experienced racism before. I'd love to be able to sit down and explain it to someone who's never experienced it before, but you're not going to understand. You don't know what it feels like. And, what accounts for that damage? How do you fix that damage when you're embarrassed like my brother was, right? And the whole world knows. How do you fix that? So I don't expect everybody to understand, but it's happening, and it continues to happen, and it happened to my brother. Like, you think about it, like if his name isn't Subban on the back, am I here talking about it? Probably not. But this goes to show you that racism, it doesn't matter what you do or how much money you make or how popular you are. Racism is just racism. It's just hateful. It's just not right. And, fortunately, his name was Subban on the back of the jersey, and he's got an older brother that plays in the league, that understands, that loves him, that cares about him, that wants to see the league move in the right direction and is willing to do whatever he has to do to help the league move in the right direction. So, I think that we can take this and turn it into a positive with actionable items, but we can't glaze over this and think that this is just a misunderstanding. It's not, If that's the case, then I got hundreds of misunderstandings that we can sit down and debate. But you can read that in my book one day. Thank you, guys.